He might be acting cool or might seem relaxed, but where is Melania? Thankfully, she didn't have to pretend to hold his hand while getting off the plane.
Hand-holding in public is something the first couple haven't got to grips with. Whether it's a searching little finger, a swat, or a hand pat.
But looks like Melania Trump is pulling a no-show again, folks. As Trump rolled into Atlanta for the presidential debate, his better half was nowhere to be seen. Is she done playing the supportive wife role or just taking an extended vacay from the Trump circus? Poor Donnie had to face the debate all alone without his arm candy by his side. Maybe Melania's finally had enough of the Trump show and decided to ghost her own husband's campaign. Or could it be that she's just allergic to Georgia peaches? But Jimmy Kimmel destroyed Trumpy Grumpy with some comedy about missing Melania, and Grumpy is crying in the corner.
Given Melania's current situation, but it says, "Dear Melania, I love you. Even after every single indictment, arrest, and witch hunt, you never left my side."
Before we move forward with more Kimmel stuff, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and make your comments down below. We need to expose Trump. So whatever the reason, this absence is raising eyebrows faster than Trump raises his voice. Is trouble brewing in MAGA paradise? And how will this no-show impact Trump's already rocky road to the White House? Looks like the former First Lady might be giving us all the silent treatment, leaving us to wonder, where in the world is Melania Trump? Speaking of silent treatments, let's talk about someone who definitely didn't stay quiet. Stormy Daniels. Remember her, the adult film star who claims she had a spicy rendezvous with our orange-tinted ex-president? Well, folks, that little scandal is the gift that keeps on giving, and it might just explain why Melania has been playing hide-and-seek with the cameras lately.
I realized exactly what I'd gotten myself into, and I was like, ugh. Here we go. So he turned around and pulled his pants down a little, you know, he had underwear on and stuff, and I just gave him a couple swats.
For those of you who've been living under a rock or maybe just trying to forget the last few years, here's a quick refresher. Back in 2006, Trump allegedly had a fling with Stormy Daniels. Fast forward to 2016, and suddenly there's $130,000 of hush money floating around faster than Trump's toupee in a windstorm.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? Why did Michael Cohen make it?
The adult film actress who claims she had an affair with President Trump wants to make a deal tonight. She is offering to give up the money she got paid to keep quiet so she can tell her story.
Talk about expensive pillow talk.
Show in which we examined her signature that was on a letter Trump's henchmen cooked up denying that she and Trump ever did it. The day off today in New York, giving our president a well-deserved chance to nap and fart at home. And according to one of his friends, Trump has been miserable in court.
Now, you might be thinking, so what? That was years ago. But here's the kicker. This blast from Trump's past is causing some serious present-day drama. The hush money trial is in full swing, and it's got Melania looking like she'd rather be anywhere else but by Trump's side. Can you blame her? I mean, who wants to stand next to their husband while the world discusses his alleged bedroom antics?
She said they had sex in the missionary position and that Trump told her she reminded him of his daughter. Stormy said their encounter was brief and that Trump did not wear a condom, which is not surprising. He also stared directly into an eclipse. Not exactly a safety first kind of guy.
According to Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, Melania's former BFF turned tell-all author, the former First Lady isn't exactly thrilled about this whole situation. Wolkoff spilled the tea, saying Melania knew exactly who she married and that their relationship was more about convenience than love. Ouch! Sounds like the Trump marriage might be about as real as his natural hair color. But wait, there's more. Wolkoff also hinted that while Melania might not be physically present at these events, she's probably scheming behind the scenes. Maybe she's plotting her grand re-entrance, or maybe she's just figuring out how to redecorate Mar-a-Lago without all those tacky gold fixtures. Either way, it seems like Melania's absence is less about supporting her husband and more about saving face. The public's view of Melania post-Stormy is more mixed than Trump's business ventures. Some folks see her as a victim of Trump's, let's call them extracurricular activities. Others think she's just as complicit as the man himself. After all, she still misses Trump, isn't she? Maybe she's just really committed to that stand by your man thing from a safe distance of about 500 miles. So how does all this stormy weather relate to Melania's current vanishing act? Well, it's possible that she's just tired of being associated with Trump's scandals. Maybe she figures if she's not there, she can't be photographed looking like she'd rather be getting a root canal than listening to another Trump speech. Or perhaps she's taking a page from Trump's book and trying to hush herself right out of the public eye. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure, Melania's absence is louder than Trump's Twitter rants, when he still had Twitter, that is. It's like she's screaming, "I'm so over this," without saying a word. Now that's what I call a silent but deadly protest. While Melania is giving us the cold shoulder, Jimmy Kimmel's turning up the heat on Trump. Our favorite late-night funny man couldn't resist taking a swing at the Donald's Valentine's Day debacle, and boy, did he hit it out of the park. Kimmel kicked things off by poking fun at Trump's desperate attempt at romance.
In his boxer shorts and a t-shirt, she'd been planning to go. She said he was seated on the bed between her and the exit. He said there is no more horrible thing for Donald Trump than just having to sit there and be quiet. Well, he's really, if that's the case, he's gonna love prison. He's gonna have a great time.
In other words, you could go into every single thing that I ever did. Was he a bad boy here? Was he a bad boy there?
He quipped, "The closest Trump got to a Valentine today was an email they sent to his supporters." Ouch. Kimmel didn't stop there, though. He compared the email's graphics to a ransom letter, joking that it was fitting given Melania's current situation.
The closest Trump got to a Valentine today was an email they sent to his supporters. This is amazing, and it's real. Even it's to Melania, even graphically, it looks like a ransom letter, which I guess is fitting given Melania's current situation. But it says, "Dear Melania, I love you. Even after every single indictment, arrest, and witch hunt, you never left my side."
Is Melania being held hostage by her own choices? The plot thickens. But wait, there's more! Kimmel went full Notebook on us, sarcastically reading Trump's imaginary love letter to Melania. "Dear Melania, I love you even after every single indictment, arrest, and witch hunt. You never left my side." Ah, how sweet. Nothing says true love like sticking around for multiple criminal charges, right? Of course, Kimmel couldn't resist taking a jab at Trump's endless fundraising. He joked about a donation button for the St. Valentine's Legal Defense Fund.
It says, we want 100,000 responses now, and of course, a button to make a donation to St. Valentine's Legal Defense Fund. It's
because nothing says "I love you" like asking for money to fight your legal battles. But here's the real kicker. Kimmel suggested that Melania's absence might be less about scheduling conflicts and more about her disapproval of Trump's actions. He quipped, "Don't blame her for what happened to you." Ouch. Looks like even comedians are picking up on the cracks in the Trump facade.
I think that's a line from The Notebook, isn't it? It's, "I wouldn't be the man I am today without your guidance, kindness, and warmth." Don't blame her for what happened to you.
Now you might be wondering, why should we care what some late-night comedian thinks? Well, folks, it turns out these joke slingers have more influence than you'd think. Late-night shows like Kimmel's play a big role in shaping what people think about politics. They take all that boring news stuff and turn it into something we can laugh at and remember. Think about it. How many times have you quoted a funny line from a late-night show to your friends? It's like political cliff notes, but with more laughs and less homework. These comedians are basically the cool teachers of the political world, making even the driest topics somehow entertaining. And let's be real, there's something about humor that just sticks with us. It's like when your annoying sibling gives you a silly nickname. No matter how much you hate it, you can't forget it. That's what guys like Kimmel are doing with their Trump jokes. They're not just making us laugh, they're making sure we remember all the crazy stuff that's going on. So while Trump's busy tweeting, or whatever he does now that he's banned from Twitter, and Melania's busy, well, we don't know what she's busy doing. Comedians like Kimmel are busy making sure we don't forget about any of it. They're turning Trump's troubles into punchlines, and those punchlines are turning into public opinion. But our favorite orange-tinted ex-prez has been throwing a tantrum that would make a toddler blush. I guess when your wife ghosts you and late-night comedians roast you, it's enough to make anyone grumpy.
That Trump used to call Stormy Honey Bunch, which interestingly is also a term Melania would use at Mar-a-Lago, as in honey, bunch of FBI agents at door.
But Trump, he's taken it to a whole new level. Remember when Trump said Melania would be quite a bit on the campaign trail? Yeah, that aged about as well as his spray tan. Now, instead of having his arm candy by his side, he's left trying to explain why his better half is MIA. And let me tell you, his explanations are about as convincing as his hair in a windstorm. But here's the kicker. Trump's not just mad, he's Twitter mad. Oh wait, he can't use Twitter anymore, can he? My bad. But you can bet if he could, we'd be seeing all caps rants faster than you can say Fefe. Instead, he's been sending out statements that look like they were written by an angry teenager who just got grounded. And let's not forget his public appearances. Trump's been stomping around like someone stole his last Big Mac. He's been ranting and raving about everything from witch hunts to fake news, and let's be honest, it's getting old. It's like watching a rerun of a bad reality show. You know what's coming, but you just can't look away. But here's the real question. How's all this drama going to affect his debate performance? I mean, it's hard enough to remember your talking points when you're not fuming about your absent wife and mean comedians. Add in Trump's trademark tantrums, and we might just see a meltdown of epic proportions proportions on that debate stage. Imagine it, Trump, red-faced and flustered, trying to answer questions about the economy while simultaneously tweeting, truth socialing about how unfair everyone's being to him. It's like trying to pat your head and rub your belly at the same time, except the stakes are a little higher than just looking silly at a party. And let's not forget, Trump's got a history of letting his emotions get the better of him. Remember those presidential debates with Hillary? Or pretty much any press conference he ever held. The man's about as cool under pressure as a microwave burrito. Hot on the outside, cold on the inside, and likely to explode at any moment. While Trump's tantrums might be entertaining, let's talk about something even juicier. How Melania's vanishing act could mess up his whole campaign. Who needs a supportive spouse when you're running for president, right?
Her absence with his legal trouble, standing by her husband's side, that doesn't happen. And the fact that she doesn't seem to be even that excited about supporting his candidacy.
I have a wonderful wife who has to listen to this stuff all the time. They do that for this reason. They do that, all these salacious names that they put in.
And you actually watch these clips of Melania and she's like utterly disgusted about Donald Trump or with Donald Trump.
Oh wait, everyone does. You see, in the wacky world of politics, having a picture-perfect family is like having a secret weapon. It's all about projecting that we're just like you, but better image. But with Melania pulling a Houdini, Trump's family portrait is looking more like a half-finished paint by numbers. Think about it. While other candidates are out there looking all lovey-dovey with their spouses, Trump's flying solo. It's like showing up to prom without a date. Sure, you can still dance, but everyone's wondering why you're alone. And let's not forget, voters eat this stuff up. They want to see a united front, a power couple ready to take on the world. Instead, they're getting Trump and crickets. It's like watching a buddy cop movie where one cop just didn't show up for work. Now, some folks might say, who cares? It's not like we're electing the first lady. But here's the thing. For a lot of voters, especially those undecided ones, this stuff matters. They want to see stability at home because, hey, if you can't keep your own house in order, how are you going to run a country? Stephanie Grisham, Trump's former White House chief of staff, put it pretty bluntly. While Melania can be scarce for regular campaign events, she knows the importance and significance of being supportive as a spouse by attending events such as a presidential debate. Ouch, even Trump's own people are calling out Melania's absence. But let's be real, this isn't just about looks, it's about what Melania's absence says. Is she distancing herself from Trump's legal troubles? Is she sending a message about the state of their marriage? Or is she just really into her me time? Whatever the reason, it's not a good look for Trump. It's like trying to sell a car with only 3 wheels. Sure, it might still run, but everyone's going to be wondering where that 4th wheel went. And here's where it gets really interesting. Different voter groups are reacting to this in different ways. Some of Trump's diehard fans are probably making excuses faster than Trump makes, well, excuses, but those swing voters, the ones who could actually decide the election, they might be looking at this whole situation and thinking, something's not quite right here. For women voters especially, Melania's absence could be a big deal. After all, if the potential first lady doesn't want to be around her husband, why should anyone else? It's like a restaurant where the chef won't eat his own food. Not exactly a ringing endorsement.
I really do think Trump dreads when people, or the idea of people bringing up Melania's absence on the campaign trail.
Do you think it bothers him to hear reporters asking, where's Melania, and also at times, where's Ivanka, the two who are noticeably never there?
Which you would think would lead some voters to believe, if his own wife can't even support him in a meaningful way, why should I? But
while Melania's playing hide and seek, let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This isn't just about a missing first lady, it's about what her absence means for the whole election shebang. So picture this, Trump's trying to convince America he's still the man for the job, but his better half is nowhere to be seen. It's like trying to sell a house with half the rooms locked up. Sure, you can peek through the windows, but something's definitely fishy. Now let's talk about those folks who haven't made up their minds yet. You know, the ones who flip-flop more than a fish out of water. While they're watching this Melania mess and scratching their heads, they're thinking, if his own wife doesn't want to be around him, why should we? It's like when your friend's girlfriend stops showing up to parties. You know something's up, even if nobody's talking about it. And it's not just Melania's vanishing act that's got people talking. There's all that Stormy Daniels drama too. Remember that? It's like a bad soap opera that just won't end. These personal scandals, they're sticking to Trump like toilet paper on a shoe. And for those undecided voters, it might just be the thing that makes them say, nah, I'll pass on the Trump train this time. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about 2024. Nope, this could mess up Trump's whole political future. Think about it. If he can't keep his family together for a campaign, how's he going to keep the country together? It's like trying to be the captain of a ship when your own crew is jumping overboard.
People from his family, a whole bunch of people, John Jr., Eric, Tiffany Trump, all sitting in the front row during closing arguments. And of course, everyone's taking note of who is not there. Ivanka and Melania not showing up for a single day of this trial.
Where is Melania? Where is Melania?
Trump, what was it like hearing the Access Hollywood tape? Are you worried about Stormy Daniels testifying against you? Where's Melania?
And poor Melania, what's her future in politics looking like? Well, if her current disappearing act is anything to go by, her political career might be as real as Trump's natural hair color. Mary Jordan, who wrote a whole book about Melania, says her absence makes her stand out in history from any other first lady. Yeah, but not in a good way. It's like being remembered as the kid who always skipped school, not exactly first lady goals. Some folks are saying Melania might be planning her grand return. Maybe she'll swoop in at the last minute like a designer-clad superhero, but let's be real. It's more likely she's plotting her escape from the Trump circus. Can you blame her? After years of being Trump's arm candy, she's probably thinking, I'm too old for this T. So what does all this mean for Trump's campaign? Well, it's like trying to run a marathon with one shoe. Sure, you can hop along, but you're not gonna win any races. And without Melania by his side, Trump's looking less like a family man and more like a lonely guy yelling at cloud. So while we're all playing, where's Melania? Let's chat about the hot mess she's in. Being first lady ain't all tiaras and tea parties, folks. Nope. It's a full-time gig with more expectations than a helicopter parent. But our girl Melania, she's rewriting the rulebook faster than Trump can tweet fake news. Think about it. Most first ladies are like political arm candy, always ready with a smile and a wave. But Melania's pulling a disappearing act that would make Houdini jealous. Is she sick of the spotlight? Tired of Trump's tantrums?
Oh, absolutely. I know it bothers him. That kind of thing would bother him if Mrs. Trump wasn't at some event and it was really noted. He would definitely bring it up with her. So I'm sure in this context, it's definitely really bothering him.
Trump realizes that we got to get Melania on the stand.
It's not acceptable. And I was surprised because that is not the man that I know.
Or just really into social distancing. Whatever her deal is, Melania's choices are shaking things up. She's either the world's best introvert or the worst campaign wife ever. Either way, she's leaving us all scratching our heads and wondering what's next in the Trump show. Will she pop up at the last minute or keep ghosting us all? With the Trumps, who knows? It's like trying to predict a tornado. You know it'll be messy, but you can't look away. Donald Trump has announced his bid for the 2024 presidential election, but it's important to consider why his wife, Melania Trump, isn't showing up to support him. It seems clear that Melania understands something crucial. Donald Trump is a fraud. If the person closest to him, his own wife, doesn't believe in him, why should the rest of us? Trump's presidency from 2016 to 2020 was marked by many issues. There were numerous scandals, controversial decisions, and a general sense of chaos. He often acted in ways that seemed more focused on his personal gain rather than the country's well-being. His handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, was widely criticized as being slow and ineffective, leading to unnecessary suffering and loss of life. His administration was also marked by a lack of clear policies and an unstable leadership style. Melania Trump's absence is a significant indicator of Trump's character. Typically, a spouse's support in an election is seen as a testament to a candidate's integrity and ability to lead. When Melania chooses not to back her husband, it raises questions about his fitness for office. It suggests she knows him in ways the public might not and that she doesn't believe he should be president again. On the other hand, Joe Biden offers a different path. His time as president has been focused on restoring stability, trust, and progress. Biden has shown competence in handling crises such as the COVID-19 pandemic by promoting effective vaccination campaigns and working towards economic recovery. His administration has been more transparent and focused on bringing Americans together rather than dividing them. Trump's previous term also had a lot of questionable actions that made many Americans uncomfortable. There were allegations of corruption, abuse of power, and constant turmoil. His approach to leadership often seemed more about making headlines than making meaningful change.
Was it hush money to stay silent?
Yes. The story was coming out again. I was concerned for my family and their safety.
The constant turnover in his administration was a sign of instability and poor management. In contrast, Biden has brought experienced professionals into his administration, creating a more stable and effective government. He has focused on important issues like climate change, healthcare, and rebuilding international relationships that were damaged during Trump's term. Biden's calm and steady leadership style stands in stark contrast to Trump's chaotic and unpredictable approach. Voting for Biden in the 2020 2024 election means choosing a president who prioritizes the country's needs over personal gain. It means supporting someone who has proven they can handle crises, work with others, and lead with integrity. It also means rejecting the chaos and incompetence that characterized Trump's previous term. The fact that Melania Trump is not supporting her husband should be a major red flag for voters. If she, who knows him best, believes he is not fit to be president, it's a strong indication that he truly is not. America needs a leader who is competent, trustworthy, and focused on the well-being of all its citizens, not someone who has already shown a lack of these qualities. In summary, the 2024 election is a critical moment for the United States. Voters need to consider the evidence before them. Trump's previous term was full of incompetency and controversy. His own wife's lack of support speaks volumes about his character. In contrast, Joe Biden has shown he can lead with competence and integrity. The choice is clear. America deserves a president who can truly handle the job, and that person is Joe Biden, not Donald Trump.